Hey everybody, welcome to today's Sit and Throw Thursday. I want to go over a couple real quick sort of things that can maybe influence how a guy moves on the mound. So the first one is if a guy on his back leg maybe lacks hip internal rotation, that we need to account for that. And one of the ways we can, and some guys may even do this naturally, is instead of that back foot being flush on the rubber, they're going to want to kick it open just a little bit. And for guys who lack internal rotation, let them. Because all that's doing is now buying them more space that they didn't previously have. And for guys who don't internally rotate, they typically want to extend. This extends, the trunk extends, and then we just create a whole bunch of mechanical issues from there. The next one could be ankle mobility. So if a guy has a great amount of ankle mobility, especially on his back leg, he can really bend his knee and get it all the way past his toes, keep that heel on the ground. He may be a guy who, if he can't hinge into that hip as well, maybe a more of a squatting type start may be more beneficial to him to use that ankle mobility and not force him to get into a hip hinge he may not be able to. And then vice versa. Maybe if he lacks ankle mobility and has a really good hip hinge, maybe we get him into a hinge and now we're not trying to get to the end range of an ankle and causing issues down the line. And the last one I want to touch on is thoracic mobility. So if a guy, like for me who's a lefty, is constantly turning to his right both when I swing and when I throw, may not have as much going back the opposite way. So if that's the case, I'm probably going to have a hard time maybe getting that hip to shoulder separation. So one way we can counter that is to have maybe a little bit more of a closed off start. So that way if I lack that rotation and I want to send both at the same time, I'm a little bit more closed off, things stay synced up going down the mound. That's all I've got for today. If you want more content, check us out at www.traderprime.com and make sure you subscribe below.